Okay, boys and girls, we are in Chapter 6, Lesson 6, Problem Solving, Looking for a Pattern. We're doing pages 327 to 328 today. Before we get started, I want to talk about a couple of vocabulary words. You'll hear in the video, one of them mentioned. The one that's mentioned in the video is increase. Anytime that you are adding things, you are increasing. When something gets bigger, it increases. So increase, when we see the word increase, we are going to think about the words add and bigger. Okay, then the antonym of increase, the opposite of increase, is decrease. So if increase means add, decrease means subtract or take away, because those are inverse operations. And when you are doing the opposite of adding, you are subtracting. So we can think of it as subtract or take away. And if it's not getting bigger, it is getting smaller. So increase is bigger, decrease is smaller, increase is add, decrease is subtract. They are opposites, they are antonyms. All right, let's get started with problem solving. So first, we're going to learn the strategy looking for a pattern. In the first row of her tile pattern, Christina uses 2 tiles. She uses 4 tiles in the second row, 8 tiles in the third row, and 16 tiles in the fourth row. She continues the pattern. How many tiles will be in the 6th row? So we can go ahead and highlight. You can use your coloring tool. If it's light enough, you can highlight, or you can just underline with the colors that you choose. So what do we know first? So in the first row, she uses 2 tiles. Okay, she uses 4 tiles in the second row, and she uses 8 tiles in the third row, 16 tiles in the fourth row. Now, the question is, how many tiles will be in the 6th row? The question's embedded in a longer sentence, so here's how I like to do it. I'm going to use a thinner highlighter. I start at my question mark, and I back up until I find a question word. Okay, and I just read the words backwards because I'm just finding the question word. Row 6, the, in, be, will, tiles, many, how. There's my question word. Now, if I read it frontwards, it sounds like a question. How many tiles will be in the 6th row? So that's what they want to know. How many tiles in the 6th row? Okay, so let's go ahead and fill in our worksheet. Okay, so what facts do you know? There will be blank tiles in the first row. We already highlighted them. So we see in the first row, she used 2 tiles. 2 tiles in the first row. Blank in the second row. 4 tiles in the second row. Already highlighted it, so that thinking is done. Blank in the third row. So I have 8 tiles in the third row. And I have 16 tiles in the fourth row. Okay, what do you need to find? Oops, sorry, I scrolled the wrong way. Okay, the number of tiles that will be in row right here. Now, 6th row, I can put the number up here because I know 6th is the same as 6. So that helps me with reading it quickly. So I just noted that that's the 6th row. So the number of tiles that will be in row 6. Okay, so I'm going to make a table for the information, then I will look for a pattern. So here's my table. 2 in the first row, 4 in the second row, 8 in the third row, 16 in the fourth row. So I'm going to check for a pattern. So I'm going to 2 plus 2 is 4. Now, if I was a third grader, I'd think, oh, adding by 2. So I'll just do plus 2. 4 plus 2, whoops, that's not 8. So I need to check my pattern. 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 plus 4 is 8. 8 plus 8 is 16. So I'm doubling. So I'm going to take 16 plus 16. That's 32. That would be a good one to write in the margin to figure out the answer if it wasn't already given to you. 32 plus 32 is 64. So you put the information in a table, look for a pattern. The numbers double. Now I can continue the pattern. There will be 64 tiles in the 6th row. Okay, does your answer make sense? Well, yes, because every single one is doubled, right? So I'm going to say does your answer make sense? It wants a yes or no question. I think it makes sense. So I'm going to write yes, comma. Now it says to explain, so I've got to make sure I explain. So yes, comma, because every number doubles. And this is a complete sentence, so I'm going to put a period at the end. Notice I started with a capital, and because I'm using the word because, I'm putting a comma before because. So capital Y, yes, comma, because every number doubles. Okay, let's look at the next word problem. JC mows lawns every other day. He earns $5 the first day. After that, he earns $1 more than the day before. If he starts mowing on the first day of the month, how much money will he earn on the 9th day of the month? So what facts do we know? Let's grab our highlighter. Remember, you can underline with your drawing tool if the highlighter won't let you see through it. Okay, so Jason mows lawns every other day. He earns $5 the first day. After that, he earns $1 more, not just $1, $1 more than the day before. That's really important. If he starts mowing on the first day of the month, how much money will he have on the 9th day of the month? Okay, so we've got that part. We don't need the question just yet. So we have the facts that we know. We don't need to write them all out. So I'm going to go ahead and cross this out because we've already highlighted it. Okay. What do you need to find? Well, that's our question. So I'm going to grab my thin highlighter and I'm going to go underneath my question. Now my question is embedded in a longer sentence, so I need to find the question. So I'm going to start highlighting under the question mark, and I'm going to read words backwards until I find a question word. Month, the, of, day, 9th, the, earn. He will, money, much, how. How is a question word? I'm done. Now I'm going to read it frontwards so I can understand what they're looking for. How much money will he earn on the 9th day of the month? So we're not going to write it all out because we don't need to. We just underlined it. So oops, I drew an extra line. Okay, but what is our plan? We need to draw a table, right? So that's what we're going to do. We're going to draw a table to solve the pattern. We are going to write that because we haven't highlighted or underlined it anywhere. So I'm going to draw a table to find the pattern. Okay. So now I'm going to solve it. So I'm going to make a table. I don't know how many boxes I'm going to need yet. So I'm just going to make a rectangle. I know I'm going to have days on the top, and I'm going to have money on the bottom. So I'm going to label that days here and money down here because he's earning money. So let's look up at our word problem again. So he mows lawns every other day, not every single day. So on the first day, he earns money. And then we want to know on the 9th day. So we're going to count every other day. So day 1, not day 2, then day 3, not day 4, day 5, not day 6, day 7, not day 8, day 9. My lines are a little off because I didn't know how many I would need. So I'm going to go ahead and divide them up to make my table. It's okay that you have extra space in this 9. Don't worry about it. Okay, so now on day 1, he earns $5. So I'm going to put 5 in this. Whoops, I'm still on the line. Hold on. I forgot to switch to my writing tool. Okay, so he makes $5 on this day. Now, he doesn't make $1 the next day. He makes $1 more. So more tells me I need to add. So I'm going to add $1 to the previous day. Okay, so that's actually telling me my pattern because I'm going to add 1 to this to get what he gets on day 3. So on day 3, he gets $6. Then he gets $1 more on day 5. So 6 plus 1 is 7. He gets $1 more on day 7. Oops, almost wrote a 7. And so 7 plus 1 is 8. And then he gets $1 more. So 8 plus 1 is 9. So the answer is that he gets $9 on day 9. So does my answer make sense? Yes, because each of these is adding 1, and he only earns money every other day. So I'm going to write yes. Remember, it's the beginning of a sentence, so capital Y, comma, because he only gets $1 more each day. And I ran out of space. End of sentence, so I need a period. There you go. That's how you do problem solving using a table.